Have you ever stopped to think about the massive difference between knowing how to do something and actually doing it? For years, AI has kind of been like the world's smartest bookworm. It knows everything, but now it's finally stepping out of the library and into the workshop. So let's dive into this incredible transformation from just knowing to actually doing and see how AI is finally ready to get its hands dirty.
So let's break that down. A large language model, an LLM, it's like this brilliant mind, right? It can write poetry, it can explain quantum physics, but for the longest time, that brilliant mind was stuck in a box. It couldn't do anything in the real world. It couldn't check today's weather or book you a flight or even query a database. Why? Because it had no hands, no real connection to the outside digital world.
And this really gets to the core of the challenge. A simple task, that's just a straight line. You ask for the capital of France, it tells you Paris. Done. But a real-world project, like, say, planning a whole vacation, well, that's a completely different beast. It's this complex, tangled web. You've got to search for flights, then find hotels that match those dates, check the reviews, book everything. That's not one task, it's a dozen interconnected ones that all depend on each other. So the first huge breakthrough was all about giving these brilliant minds their first set of digital hands. Researchers gave them tools.
You see, early models were stuck with what the source material calls static parametric knowledge. In plain English, their information was basically frozen in time, locked in when they were trained. They couldn't get any new data. And this led to a big risk of hallucination, which is just a fancy way of saying they just make stuff up. So tools like a simple search engine or a code interpreter were the answer. They let the AI reach outside of its own brain to get real-time, accurate info.
And the process at first was super simple, very linear. You give it a task, the AI picks the one-rate tool, let's say a search engine, it uses it one time, gets the answer, and spits it back out to you. You can think of it like an apprentice who just learned how to use a hammer. For one very specific job, it works perfectly. But, and this is a big but, as we all know, the real world is messy. It's not a single nail waiting to be hammered. It's an entire house that needs to be built. And for that, a single hammer, used just once, is not going to cut it. The apprentice had to evolve. And this brings us right to the new frontier, orchestration. We're moving way beyond an apprentice with one hammer. Now we're talking about a master craftsperson who's running an entire digital workshop. And check this out. This quote from the source paper really says it all. It perfectly captures this massive shift in the world of AI research. The goal isn't just about whether the AI can use a search engine correctly one time. The new goal, the real goal, is whether it can manage a whole chain of different tools, from start to finish, to complete a complex project without the whole thing falling apart. So, this is the crucial new skill we're talking about, multi-tool orchestration. This isn't just using tools, it's juggling them. It's planning out the sequence, knowing that the result from one tool becomes the starting point for the next. It's handling things when a tool fails. It's even using multiple tools at the exact same time to be way more efficient. Okay, so how does an AI actually learn to become this master orchestrator? What's the blueprint for this incredibly powerful new skill?
Well, it basically has to learn the skills of a five-star project manager. It needs to plan the job by breaking a huge goal into tiny little steps. It has to manage dependencies, understanding that you have to find the flight dates before you can book the hotel. It needs to work in parallel when it can, like searching for hotels and rental cars at the same time. And this one is huge. It has to handle failure. What happens if the booking website is down? And it even needs to stay on budget, managing things like cost and how long it's taking. And this is the ultimate skill. The researchers call it completeness. A true master doesn't just use the tools they have, they recognize when they're missing a tool for the job. And what's absolutely incredible is that these new AI agents are being designed to do just that. They can actually see their own limitations and then generate new code, creating a brand new tool on the fly to solve the problem. It's wild. But look, giving an AI the keys to a whole digital workshop comes with a whole new set of responsibilities and, let's be honest, some pretty serious risks. The whole idea of AI safety gets a massive update here. It's no longer just about preventing an AI from saying something harmful. Now it's about preventing it from doing something harmful. I mean, when an AI can execute code, modify databases, and interact with live systems, the potential for real damage is, it's real. And the source material points out some fascinating and kind of scary new challenges.
You've got stuff like concurrent conflict, which is basically two AI processes trying to write to the same file at the same time, tripping over each other and corrupting everything. There's memory poisoning, where one bad piece of info, like a fake flight number, gets picked up and infects all the next steps, making the whole project fail. And then there's long horizon drift, where an AI on a really long, complex task just slowly forgets what it was supposed to be doing and gets completely derailed. Security experts call that a confused deputy. So this leads to the billion-dollar question for all these researchers. How do you build guardrails for this thing? The paper talks about some really complex defenses to keep these agents on track. Things like giving the AI a kind of undo button to reverse mistakes, systems that are constantly double-checking the AI's work, and the ability to think a few steps ahead to spot problems before they even happen. So where is all this heading? It's pretty clear we're witnessing a fundamental evolution in what an AI is and what it can do. This journey is a really clear progression. In the past, the AI was the apprentice, learning one tool for one job. Right now, it's becoming the craftsperson, orchestrating a whole workshop of tools for a complex project. And the future? It's on track to become the master builder, an autonomous agent that can manage and create inside entire digital ecosystems, all on its own. And that leaves us with one final, massive question to think about. We are right on the edge of having AI that can not only think, but can do. It can build, it can manage, it can execute pretty much any digital project we can dream up. So when that day comes, what are we going to ask it to build?